Top Hill Recording Podcast, episode 153. What's going on, Neil?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's weird.
Man, we got this set up.
We don't have headphones on, man. This is weird.
We've learned a lot this week, man. We just combined last week for the first time, combined Top Hill Recording Podcast and one shot, one mic, one song. And this is a format we're trying, and it's going to be pretty cool, but it feels different. And it is hard to get used to a podcast. We've been wearing headphones for 3 years.
152 episodes worth?
Yeah.
So this is a bit awkward. What's up, guys?
Great guest tonight.
How y'all doing?
Doing
We got
good.
Nectar Valley. Welcome, fellas.
Yeah, glad to be here.
And since there's 4 of you guys, we're just going to let you guys go around and introduce yourselves. But before we do that, cheers.
Ooh, cheers. A little fighting cack on the podcast tonight.
Cheers.
You guys.
Ding, ding.
I'll throw it over here in the shot.
Fighting cock.
I want everybody to know it's real. Yes, sir.
We got the same reaction every time. It's like, blood.
Not bourbon drinkers.
I don't drink.
That's what-
very
that's
often.
what
We are bourbon drinkers.
I was gonna bring some
Ronnie likes
KT,
moonshine,
but
so.
I didn't.
You're just not
Moonshine.
fighting cock drinkers.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's
I don't drink any. Well, I won't.
you just
Good bourbon.
So, why don't you guys go around and introduce yourselves?
I'm Ronnie Saxon. I play bass for Nectar Valley and another group that's already done one here, but we'll talk about that later.
I'm Austin Quentin. I'm the banjo player for these guys.
Hey, I'm Landon Kataric. I play the mandolin and do the vocals for these guys, and along with these other ones.
I'm Tristan Howard, and I play guitar and sometimes lay down some dobro tracks in the studio. And just recently started my pedal steel career, actually.
yeah.
Was on the
no
news
kidding.
with it.
Yeah, I was on the news this morning playing with a band from Owensboro.
Oh,
Yellow
cool.
Things.
What? Nice,
I
man.
don't think you'll have
Playing
any
all over the
problem
state.
finding places to play.
Dude,
Yeah, that's right.
you can be it's like, bass player. You can always find a gig.
Right.
He actually did a dobro on our album as well. He played a dobro for us for almost a year before he switched over to guitar. So
Oh, yeah?
Before I
yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
Thought I heard a little dobro on the album.
yeah,
Little
yeah. on
something,
a few of
something.
the songs.
Sweet sound.
So, Ronnie and Tristan, you guys were here with Lonesome Holler, right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Well, welcome back.
It's good to be
Oh,
back.
yeah, we're
I,
glad to be
I
back.
love the drive up here every time. It's just, it gets better every time.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool drive. Talking about up the hill or just
Looking out once you get there.
Yeah.
It's just, them views is so nice. But yeah, going up the hill, I'm a hick anyway, so I love the back roads. It's
I
just,
didn't
Yeah.
know that this was even like, because I live in Louisville, and I was telling him, I was like, I didn't even know this existed out here. Like, when you're in the middle of the city, you wouldn't think
It is a
30
bit of
minutes over, you can be
Yeah.
up on a mountain.
whole
you
nother
know?
life,
It's a bit
Yeah.
of a surprise, man. We don't tell too many people, but
Yeah.
It's still a pretty
Morning
well
top of the
kept
world.
secret, but
Yeah.
yeah,
During
Morning once you
COVID.
make it.
yeah. During COVID, a lot of people discovered it. Yeah.
no doubt. No doubt.
So my wife and I just went to Black Mountain in Harlan, Kentucky this weekend. And it's like Jefferson Memorial Forest on steroids.
Oh, that's
Is that the
nice.
highest point in Kentucky?
I don't know. There's some big mountains, but the place we stayed was Harlan County campgrounds, and it's just a place you can just go rip about on ATVs. It's pretty cool. Y'all ever been
Really?
there?
I haven't, no.
That's my hobby, but I can't afford it. ATV.
ATV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
is
haven't been
expensive.
out
Can't
there.
afford it.
Well, the reason we went, I've been wanting to visit Blanton Forest for a few years now. It's like there's only like 12 or 13 old growth forests left in the United States.
Wow.
And that's one of them. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And so, you see pine trees that are this big around,
Yeah.
100 feet tall.
How you spell forest?
Forest.
All right, I guess.
Correct.
I didn't know if there was 2 R's.
I thought there was two R's. I don't know.
Old Forester was.
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't know, man.
You're thinking Forrest Gump, man.
If it hadn't
I
been
might
for my
have
ex-fiance, I wouldn't have passed high school anyways.
yeah, man. I'm not a good speller.
I'm
Why don't you
notorious
guys,
for that, man. We got that in common, man.
Yeah, we've been trying to get him in a
Oh
spelling
my
bee.
gosh. You don't know the
Just
half
for
of it.
comedy.
Can you spell
Punctuation
Sabbath?
doesn't exist either.
Landon, spell Sabbath for us.
Man, I look at my shirt.
Look down at his Black Sabbath shirt.
Man.
Why don't you guys start off? Why don't you just tell us about the origins of Nectar Valley from the start, wherever it started?
Well, I guess I'll be the one to start that. I guess from the very beginning, I'm the only original member left, but Tristan's been playing music with me for a good amount of time now. Started off as kind of like a 3-piece, and I really got this band going about probably 3 or 4 months after I picked up an instrument for the first time.
What?
Yeah, so it's been a journey of progress, all the way through, and I've been really lucky to have these like really good musicians around me and help me get to the point I am now and everything. But yeah, it started with just a 3-piece, and we've had a lot of people kind of come in and out, and I feel like we've found a really solid group, here in 2023. So
Well, how long ago was it that you started playing an instrument?
I started when I was 19, so I'm 24 now. So just a little bit over 5 years.
And you're just into a band immediately.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, it's crazy
Both
because
feet
I
in the
went
fire.
I never even really listened to bluegrass a whole lot, and then I went to a music festival right after high school.
How many times have we heard this
I
story?
love it. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Same old hippie story.
yeah. And they Ronnie over there probably has a similar story as mine. That's where I met him. That's where I met both of them. Actually, was at a music festival, and I was just like, "Oh, I love this. I want to do this." And I bought a mandolin, and and just started playing. And Tristan played blues at the time, and he was just hungry to play with people that wanted to play music. So me and him started jamming together, and he started integrating more into bluegrass music. And once Tristan joined with us, we kind of started doing some more stuff, starting in Owensboro, and we've actually been doing the band for a few years now, but it always feels like we're just starting, in my opinion, just because we're always moving in a new direction, and I feel like we're really starting to settle into a sound, and it's always changing. But
Had you heard any bluegrass before you went to that festival?
No, I mean, and I knew what it was, but really, no, I didn't know the difference between
Yeah.
bluegrass and country music. Like, I really didn't. you
Yeah.
know?
I knew like the grandpappy bluegrass. I
Yeah,
didn't-
yeah.
I
The
didn't never
traditional.
hear- I never heard of like
Oh.
Yonder Mountain or nobody
Yeah.
like that.
String cheese, anybody like
right?
that?
Yeah, nobody.
You until you, it's one of those weird genres of music that you think until you kind of really dip your toe into it, because
That's true.
you get, especially in Kentucky, where this was Bill Monroe and the old bluegrass. You mentioned Harlan. You think of all the old minor songs and things like that. That just, it's not what it is today. There's still a ton of that built into it. The playing is much the same, and you got Billy Strings of the world and the Molly Tuttles that can just do these crazy things with an instrument, and the Bela Flecks and the Fleck Tones and those guys who just,
Is that bluegrass?
yeah, but it's Victor Wooten and Future Man. It's just a different. It's fusion. It's like
that's
fusion.
grass.
It's
Yeah.
and it's kind of like listening to some of your old stuff today. Just hearing pedals involved. It's not necessarily just straightforward bluegrass. You have your breaks. I was listening to the second song, and after I don't know how long it is, but I was like, wait, it's still the second song. We went back to the song. All right, I dig it. So you're kind of integrating, which I love, the new style of what's going on in bluegrass, and you're kind of rooted in, but still have that 1 foot forward, stepping in this direction. Has that changed from that first day that you all kind of, or at least the vision of what you wanted to do when you saw this thing? Was it always, I want to make this different, or I just love this music, let me see how good I can play the mandolin?
Right. I think like really in the beginning, like if you asked us, I bet we would have said, we want to play jammy bluegrass, but I don't think that's necessarily what we accomplished in the beginning. Like we were really, and this was before I met these guys. I'm a really new musician. Tristan's more of a blues musician at this point. So like we were really just trying to get songs together at that point and play them. But like once we met Quentin, and once we met Ronnie, like, had Ronnie join in, we've been pushing to get more of that sound, more and more, trying to do more of like, jam, psychedelic kind of stuff. That's really what Tristan, I feel like, always really wanted to do. And we kind of had to wait till the right time, till the sound, progressed to where it was to be able to, start to pull that off better, so we're even now trying to, push more in that direction. And I feel like we have a lot of fun doing that kind of music.
And it's really nice because like now Tristan's got those like dark diminished blues chords that just you don't hear in bluegrass. Bluegrass, you know what I mean? Like it's I love the sound that we got.
There's a dive into because like when I think of especially that kind of darkness and diminished shit, I think of like Manzanita with Tony Rice, and some of that stuff that he did was just he's playing jazz chords in bluegrass, and somehow it's bluegrass. So to be able to kind of bring those other aspects into it, that definitely gives you a lane that isn't. Anytime you can add another, feather to your quiver when you're a musician, learning outside, learning, being blues based and things like that, and can integrate that, it just is going to make you a better player. I think that a lot of players end up starting somewhere else, and then most bluegrass players, they end up at bluegrass.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel like we like to go for a lot. Like there are plenty of like bluegrass songs we do play, but we like to do a lot of, mess with like rock songs or blues songs or stuff like that, and then kind of give it the more of like a string band twist to it, rather than, really just going for most of the traditional bluegrass songs or playing, the traditional kind of way, like kind of giving it that other feel by kind of taking some, rules from those other genres of music and applying it to the type of bluegrass we play.
It made me think of a band I haven't thought about in a long time.
Lake Street Dive.
No, that's a good one. AC Dixie.
AC Dixie, heck yeah! You ever heard of them?
I'm not familiar. No,
I
thought one of these guys.
We're going to play some AC Dixie for
they
you.
have like an AC/DC tribute album, bluegrass tribute album.
That's the name it reminded me of.
Did they sing?
AC/DC, I was like, okay.
Did they do the Snoop Dogg song?
Gin and Juice.
Gin and Juice.
Yeah.
Gin and Juice. I mean, they got all kinds of killer little
You
songs.
guys
Are they the
remind
ones
us
that did
after we
the
record.
Thunderstruck cover that was really fast?
No, that one was
Steve-
awesome.
you're thinking
Yeah,
Steven
that was
Seagul's.
bad. That was awesome.
We saw this band called the Cleverleys. Yeah, we saw it, and man, that set was so fun. Man, they played like apple bottom jeans, and man, they were so talented. Playing these covers and stuff. Like,
And what an act it was.
yeah, dude, it was like from the minute they went on there, it seemed like they had knew exactly what they were doing every second they were on there until they got off the stage. Like down from the performance to the banter, they were awesome. I recommend those guys.
I heard Nickel Creek, who's actually going back on tour together here soon. Not Nickelback. Nickel Creek. Chris Thiele and the Watson
cool.
siblings. One of the coolest covers of bluegrass I've ever heard. They did Britney Spears' "Toxic." Even because she's playing the violin. It's ridiculous. It was a blast. And of course, Thiele's singing all the high parts and stuff. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Another group Tristan plays with, they play, I don't know if they still play it, but I remember.
The band I was talking about that I played pedal steel with on the news this morning, that's in their repertoire.
What's that?
They
Toxic.
kill it.
Oh, no
That's
kidding.
my favorite
We
one
do
they
it like
play.
honky tonk style.
Yeah.
All right, man. Right on.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it's all about in this day and age, is just trying to reach and find something like where you're in your own lane. You know what I mean? Find some original ground that you're treading. So that's what I feel like try to do from the get-go, is we're going to be outclassed and outmatched in the traditional field. So we might as well try to build our own voice.
Ooh, I tell you what, my wife and I were driving yesterday and the Go-Go's came on. We got the beat.
Oh, yeah.
And it is, if you listen to the song, there's nothing in it. They're not the best musicians. Their singing's good, but they're barely even singing harmony. They're mostly singing a 4-part lead vocal on the chorus. I mean,
Singing in unison.
but it's interesting as shit. It was different than anything else that was going on at the time. It drew your eyes to it. It made you, kind of like the set you all were talking about the other night. They were ready. They knew what they were doing. They were same deal. I mean, there's a part of performance and even bluegrass. There's a ton of great musicians. There's a ton of great players, but are they interesting? Is it fun to watch? That's always something, especially in that genre, that keeping it fresh and keeping it interesting and throwing different instruments. Yeah, just staying different.
Yeah. I think I have a huge appreciation for all the original stuff, but as time goes on, I think it's good just to play some different stuff, and I think a good way to do that is combining genres of music and stuff like we were talking about, and I think that keeps it fresh and stuff.
Yeah, just nonconformity to feeling like you have to follow a rule. Set for a genre, or a rule set for a way you write, or a rule set for anything like that.
Right. I mean, it's all music. It all brings feelings to somebody. So let it be.
So you guys have gone through a lot of lineup changes. How did you end up settling on these 4 guys, and how did you guys run into each other and meet each other and connect?
Well, so there's been a good a few people kind of come in and out. Like I said, Tristan's been with me for a really long time, and Quentin's been with me a long time, and I met Tristan I met Tristan at school. We actually went to school together, but I didn't really play music at that time, but we were kind of buddies. Once he heard I was playing music, we were just looking for new band members, and he instantly came over and wanted to really get it going with everybody. And I met both of them at a music festival and just around a picking circle,
Imagine how that was going.
Why don't you? I mean,
did we really meet? Did we know? I mean, we had to meet again before we met the first time.
I'll kind of get back to Ronnie a little bit, but I met Quentin at a music festival, just picking around a circle, and we used to play a show every Tuesday in Owensboro.
Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. Every Wednesday. Yeah, and it was a really good time. We had some pretty good shows there, some really memorable times there, and we used to have people, come and open for us every week. And I was like, hey, I met this banjo player. Do you want to come open for us? And he was like, no, I want to play with you guys.
What they asked me to do.
Yeah,
I was like, heck yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you live?
Bowling Green. It's about an hour away. I never missed a Wednesday, though. I was there.
Really? In Owensboro?
Yeah, I drove to Owensboro.
So you 3 were in Owensboro and you were in Bowling Green?
I lived in Bowling Green.
And now you guys are in Louisville?
Yeah.
We
ended up moving in together later. But
that
that was back in 2019.
I was playing upright bass.
Oh, Cynthiana.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So this was before Ronnie entered the picture. I was playing upright bass.
Yeah, and we had a couple other guys in the band.
I always played banjo for him. But,
and
he was on bass at the time. We had another guitar player. We had a harmonica player.
It's been a circus.
It was.
It really has.
We had a lot of different instruments.
Yeah, but it was really cool. Because Quentin, he was new to the banjo at that time.
I'd only played with finger picks on for about a week. And I was like, all right, I'm ready. I came up.
His determination.
1 week. So if y'all haven't figured out yet, the way we were taught and the way we were raised was like
trial by fire.
Well, yeah, all of our parents threw us in the pool without floaties on to teach us how to swim.
Yeah.
So that's how it was.
Sink or swim.
My dad had me playing mainly 6-string guitar and bass for the time I was about 8 till the time I was a teenager. Really, I'd sit in with jam circles around town. We're from Paducah, so he'd always take me downtown with him. They're like, "Get that kid off the guitar," but he'd sit there and let me just strum on it. So eventually, I figured something out on it.
So you can play a little bit of everything too, huh?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Do now, well, string wise.
Yeah.
How long with the banjo?
Banjo since I joined them in about 2019, so it's been about 4 years now.
Yeah.
I played guitar my whole life.
That's awesome.
Guitar, piano, drums, but all the rock instruments.
When you play now, is it typically banjo now, or do you switch
Usually.
around? Yeah.
I play a lot of guitar still, but I love playing other stuff. I play a little mandolin too, but
mandolin Bowie.
I did just buy a new mandolin. I did.
Yeah, he showed, and I met him and he was coming up. Like he said, he was living in Bowling Green and he was coming up every single week and playing with us. And like, I could just tell like when I met him, like this guy like is really dedicated to music and really wants to make this work and everything.
Can't do anything else.
And he's gotten, and he's a great musician, always has been, as far as I know, like he came out strumming, I don't know, but like he wasn't as good at banjo as he was now, but that determination alone, I knew that he was gonna, flourish like very soon. Just
still waiting on that to happen.
Yeah.
I want to hear him flourish, man.
Yeah. Why don't you guys play us a song?
Sure.
What you got for us?
Yeah.
What do you want to do for us first?
All right, I got this one's not on our album. It's a newer song.
I like this already.
Yeah, it's this one's called Clueless. And yeah, this is one of my newer ones. I'll show you what it sounds like.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
Walking on this old road again, I almost forgotten where I am. It's on this path, I never ran. So I'm just thinking, what do I do? I'm living this life that's without you. What you gonna do when you're born to lose? Losing nights over you. Trying to find a clue. Well, I'm lost without a clue. I'm sick of these restless nights just thinking of you. Never did I think it wouldn't just be us two. So I'm lost without a clue. Never saw it coming, it all happened all so fast. I guess just make the good times last. Had to start back from where I'm from. We couldn't go back to where we was. So now I'm just left here to give no fucks. Then I had to learn from who I am and just try to do what I can. It's on this path, I never ran. Losing nights over you. Trying to find a clue.
right. Nice job, fellas.
Y'all made a warm up in here, fellas. I think it went up a few degrees on that song.
I feel a sweat drop or two, yeah. But yeah, that's a newer one that we just, I'd say I wrote it close to a year ago, but still, I guess a little bit newer. We got a couple other newer ones we're kind of holding off to show, but we were glad that we could show that one.
Awesome. Yeah, I dug it, man.
What does songwriting look like in the group? You mentioned you wrote that one.
A headache.
It's ugly.
It's weird because it's like we'll go a long time without having anything, and then all of a sudden we have like half an album after like a week. Light bulb.
That's the way it works, man.
It takes me about a year to write a song, but once I have that song, I can write usually 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Get you going?
Yeah.
How do you
I
write?
just finished one, so I just started a new one right after. So
do you write on banjo? Do you write on guitar? I mean,
usually on guitar, honestly, but it's a little bit of both, really. It's I kind of write. The last song I wrote little bits and pieces of it over the course of like a year. So I actually started writing it on mandolin, believe it or not. I was playing mandolin and started singing it, and then slowly worked in a banjo part for it.
So when you're writing that, do you hear everything else? And do you mostly write bluegrass when you write?
These days, yeah.
Yeah.
Really all I can come up with anymore.
Me too, dude. That's I'm with you on that.
That's all you hear?
That's all.
G-runs?
G-runs everywhere, dude. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like more of the bluegrass sound will come from Quentin typically, whereas I try to, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe funk it up a little bit with some of my songs and
put a little flavor on it.
Yeah, I try to move it around a little bit, whereas, sometimes I do write more bluegrassy songs, but I think I like to leave that one up to Quentin more when it comes to, putting them on albums. And
it's easy with a banjo. Everything sounds bluegrass.
Yeah, everything sounds bluegrass, man, with the banjo.
Sure.
How do you guys get together for rehearsals? Because you guys are still living?
Yeah.
I live with him, so it's easy for me. I just get out of bed.
Ronnie, where are you now?
I still live in Cynthia. I mean, we come up, I don't know, once every week or two or something like that.
Yeah.
Once. But now, I mean, we're fixing to start shows back again. So it may be a little more often than that.
Isn't Lonesome Holler like that too? Aren't they you all spread out everywhere too?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, so are we going to do the breakdown now? He's not in Lonesome Holler no more.
Now I'm doing pedal steel with yellow bass and guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just played bass for him, but we got the other guitarist that we did have back for Lonesome Holler. He's back with them. So now them three live in Frankfurt, and I'm the only outlier living in Cynthia.
Okay, that makes it.
It is. It's a little bit. You'd think it'd be a little bit wild us being kind of spread apart, but me and Quentin have lived in Louisville for a couple of years now, and it really hasn't been much of an issue. I don't feel like
for us, we don't have to drive anywhere.
It's funny. Yeah, me and Quentin both live in the same spot, so we I'm looking at.
I got to drive 2 hours home and work early in the morning.
Yeah, I think they're happy. We're always excited. Like we're all kind of have like a brothership. I feel like between all of us. Like when they come over and we practice, we hang out all night. We get stuff done as far as practice goes, but we hang out and just, make a whole night out of it and everything. So,
dude, my old band members could have lived next door to me and we'd still not practice together. So like, how in the world can we not schedule a practice? Where is everybody? Across the state and still getting it done. I appreciate that.
Ronnie, did you do the artwork on your bass?
No, I wish. No, my little brother, he's got a really talented girlfriend.
Put that thing out by the microphone real quick. Let us take a look at it.
Yeah. She done that about, Lord, I don't know how long ago it's been, but yeah, she done all the artwork on it. It was flat black, just like that. And
hold that up there one more time so everybody can see the discoloration and those strings and how you need some new ones, buddy.
I gotta get them done. Well, and it's funny because I've actually got another upright bass. It's actually like the big, huge, authentic bass that just robbed off this in here.
No kidding.
Getting it professionally set up and everything. So if we do this again, I don't know, depending on the room, I might have to slide this in here, but this in here has actually got a cracked neck on it right now. So it's, it's being babied at the moment.
No doubt.
Yeah, he's got a new one, and I mean, Quint. It was a decent bass as is, but when Quint
It's
gave
gonna be a
it,
decenter bass.
yeah, it's going to be a lot better. That thing needed a lot of work, and
A lot of work I wasn't going to put into it.
yeah, and you know that he hasn't. I don't believe you've even
I got
really
6
gotten to
broken
play
instruments
it a
I need
whole
to fix.
lot.
It.
Yeah,
Those things sound good in this room. We've had
Yeah,
we've
cool
had
to
a
have
few
it.
of them,
Yeah, I'm sure the
man.
resonation is nice in here.
Yeah, it does sound
Did
good.
you get a new bass, Quentin?
No, I've still got my I got my electric bass, my PV. I play that, but
There's old PV right there, man. What kind you got? Fury? No, that's guitar.
honestly, I couldn't tell you, to be completely honest with you. But
It's like that when it's just dark oak wood.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man, those
Hawaiian
things are
wood on it.
nice. Ooh.
I don't play it a whole lot though. It kind of stays in the case. Got it out last night.
Trying to play it last.
I like playing the upright bass, but man,
Yeah,
I was
I'm at home.
kind of
on
messing
that
with
thing.
the electric one, and
It's a lot different.
yeah, it's a lot different, man.
Tuned the same, the positions are the same, but it feels so much
I feel
different.
like most
More
people
compact.
would say that the other way around. I mean,
I learned on this, so it's
yeah,
home to me.
yeah, I love playing upright, and that's what I learned on too, man.
You're gonna feel like you got an oak tree or
No
something.
kidding.
You know what
That-
I mean?
You know you
that
can't
stick
reach
bass
the
is weird,
fretboard,
too.
man.
You know, yeah, that
I
stick
was gonna
bass
say
is
something
weird.
different, but I thought I'd make it polite.
Yeah.
So you guys, how long has your album been out? Is it a full album or EP or what would you call it?
It's
That's an
10
album.
songs, so
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
46 minutes or something like that, man.
Yeah,
That's an
pretty
album.
long.
That's
It's
a record.
been out a whole year. On the 14th, it was out a whole year.
2022, right?
Yeah.
Release, yeah.
Yeah, so
COVID album?
Good album, yeah.
yeah, I
Didn't have
guess
nothing better
so.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did you guys record?
it was
In Lexington,
Yeah.
there's a place in the doo-wop shop
Sneak
there
Attack.
called Sneak
Yeah,
Attack
Sneak
Recording.
Attack.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Jason,
Yeah,
Jason
Jason.
something.
It's a really cool
He's got a lot
setup.
of awards for top producer in Lexington.
This
Yeah.
man's got a D, what?
He did
Like
a
He's got a
Restless
40. I
album
played on
and-
that album a $46,000
Yeah.
D28.
E28.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah, that was
sir.
cool.
It's beautiful.
That's crazy.
Like, I was being very careful with it, but someone just gave it to him for the studio.
Oh, wow.
What?
Nice.
Man.
He had a D18 that was probably like $25,000 guitar. So he had two really nice Martin guitars. But
So how long did you hate your guitar after you
Never.
left
Never.
there?
I'm sure y'all heard me earlier. I was like, this thing's a hunk of junk.
That's not even his guitar. It's
Yeah,
Landon's.
that's-
Yeah, it's
Landon's
easy
guitar.
to talk crap
No,
about
yeah.
your guitar when it's not yours.
Yeah.
What you have last time? A Breed Love or something like that? What did you have?
It might have been
It
this.
probably was
think it
that
was
one.
that
You
one.
had
It
that
probably
one for a
was this
while.
guitar. Before this, I had a Dean guitar, and it was okay.
Awful.
It was like a $600 Dean.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
It was terrible. But, so
Are you still playing in some blues bands or? Yeah.
still doing that. My main thing that I've been doing, obviously, is this, and then outside of this, when we're not busy, playing pedal steel.
Yeah. Well, that's that is most of those guys from Owensboro.
They're all
Yeah, so that
Owensboro.
makes it pretty easy.
So yeah.
Hey, did you play blues with your dad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he still doing it?
he is.
This
Yeah.
dude's got a memory, man. I can't remember shit.
Yeah.
What?
Can't either.
Yeah, names. I remember everybody's face.
Yeah, as I say, yeah, I mean,
I'm
I'm good
great
with
with
faces,
faces.
but
Some things I can remember and some things I can't. I never can. I don't know what I ate today.
weird hair like this stands out.
I think we should have name tags at the door for everybody so I can remember their names. Probably not even the first time, but second time.
I don't know why this just popped in my head now, but we're talking about going to Harlan County.
Yeah.
You know what else I learned this weekend?
And never leave Harlan alive.
Justified was not shot in Harlan County. It was filmed in California.
For a live studio audience.
I was
Makes you think
disappointed.
about Yellowstone, don't it?
Yeah. That's actually filmed in Kentucky. No, I'm just kidding. I made
Believe
that up.
Believe that.
Let's do another one.
All
What do you
right,
think?
let's do it.
Got another
Do it.
one for us?
Let's do
What you
it.
got?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I'm
Q.
good.
All right, we do one.
All
What's this
right.
one called, Quentin?
This
Yeah,
one's
we only
called
got
Must
Quinn.
Be Nice.
Tell us about it a little bit.
Yeah, tell us about your song
Is
here.
this one that took a year to write, or is this one quicker?
No, this one took about 10 minutes. I was
Oh, these are good.
couple years. It was about 2 years ago. I was already living in Louisville, and I was on my way back to Louisville from Paducah. I was visiting my mom for a while, so the whole 3-hour drive, my girlfriend will not answer. My ex-girlfriend now will not answer the dang phone. I didn't know where she was at, what she was doing. It was a whole big thing. So this was called "It Must Be Nice" to have a girl that'll pick up when you call. 1, 2, 3. A little house up on a hill. It must be nice to have a place you can go home to still. It must be nice to have a place that you can call your own. It must be nice to have somewhere you can call your home. It must be nice to have a girl that'll pick up when you call. It must be nice to have a girl that'll be there at all. Take out on the water. Must be nice to feel the wind blowing in your hair. It must be nice to go out and get some ever loving sunshine. Must be nice to go out and get some ever loving sun. It must be nice to have a girl that'll pick up when you call. It must be nice to have a girl that'll be there at all. Someone in the end. It must be nice to have a girl that'll be with you in the long run. Must be nice to have a girl that'll be your friend. It must be nice to have a girl that'll pick up when you call. It must be nice to have a girl that'll be there. It must be nice to have a girl that'll pick up when you call. It must be nice to have a girl that'll be there at all. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Take that.
Yeah, it'll work.
Well, Ronnie, at least you didn't kill her in that song like a lot of them. Oh, that's right. Quentin wrote that song. Quentin would have killed her.
I got another version.
Yeah, we ain't added the left version.
It felt so nice when I knew you weren't breathing anymore. It was real nice.
When
Should
I
have
knew.
answered that phone, you dumb, or it must be nice.
That's how the real version is.
That's the version the radio will never hear.
30 miles from home. That's what he was saying.
It's like the radio version.
It's over. Never talking to you. All right, sorry.
All right, fellas, we're going to ask a few little questions here for you.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody can answer. All right. Or if you want to answer about one of your bandmates, you can. But what is something non-musical that people need to know about you? Something interesting.
I am a gamer, full on. I play Xbox every single day.
How many hours a day?
After work.
There you go.
After work, and when I'm not messing with this or the ukulele. And honestly,
I'm just glad you
if
said
I'm loading
ukulele.
oh yeah.
That and or
Hey, right before
ukulele.
this,
Could've been dirty.
we got round 31 in zombies.
Yeah, bro. we was playing
Man,
Black
my
Ops 2
kids would
zombies,
kill
bro.
you guys.
I don't know about it. I don't know
dude.
about it.
I'll give you
We
his
gotta
gamer
give them some
tag
cheap
after this is
This
over
isn't
with.
really.
He'll smoke you fools.
It's kind of music related, I'd say, but I did run a house venue in in Louisville for about 2 years. We just now kind of shut it down. Me and Quentin just moved to a house, but we were living at a place called the Stephen House, and we were holding shows there. We had punk shows there. We had some pretty big acts come through, and we had lots of good times. But after 2 years of having, we had so much fun. But 2 years of people partying and 2 years
Too much fun.
trashing the
Never again.
house, and it
2
was,
years of
Where was this
every single football game right across from
Yeah, that
Cardinal
was
Stadium.
On Floyd Street.
Every single every single football game you wasn't getting out. I mean, you was
You're there for the
you was there.
duration.
There's like all these rich people that are pulling up for the game, like Cardinal fans.
yeah.
And like we're in the parking lot, like strung out playing bluegrass.
No shirt
Wearing
on, no
tie-dye, and
shoes.
all these people are like,
That
and then we
place-
walk in and they're like, do they live there?
Yeah.
What's going on?
That place was a great place to have house shows, but it wasn't the best place to actually live.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, but we had a great time. Like we've had some, because it was just like a giant living room, and we had a huge parking lot, and our landlord knew that we had shows there, so we would just like have shows there, charge $5 admission, and give all the money to the bands.
I was going to
Oh,
give it all
wow.
to the landlord and for
We
rent.
never saw
That's
it.
what I done.
Yeah, we didn't. But that was fun. Everything's music related, though. It seems like.
I don't really do anything else.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do woodworking. I like doing woodworking.
I worked
you
at
go.
a
I love
hardware
working with
store
wood.
as well.
I also work with wood.
Every single morning.
I think the last
can't
time I
do
was here, we talked about what I was doing at the time was taking old whiskey barrels and repurposing them into
All right.
sinks and stuff.
Cool.
Dude, that would be like an awesome job for me. I mean, I know you sweat every day and it's like all that sawdust, but like
I cut in your game time, Ronnie.
Well, he already has to work. You might as well do something cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like making art.
Or you
Yeah.
could Twitch your gamer stuff.
I want to, but
You do it.
I've never really. I'm very self conscious when it comes to things.
I was going to say, do it. You need a niche. Do it topless or something.
Yeah. Something.
Topless Twitch.
Yeah.
something, man.
Play
Gotta
the
get
bass and
something
game
out
at the
there.
same time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah.
All right,
I
how about
onto
this one?
something.
Tell us about a time. Tell us about a nightmare gig or something that was extremely embarrassing that happened to you
Have
on
you-
stage.
Got a couple of those.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got a basket full of those.
Yeah, really do. One that was kind of funny. We played at a festival a while back. I won't really say which festival it is, but yeah, they. I love that place though. It's like really one of my favorite places, and it was the first festival they've thrown, and they've flourished a lot since then. But even then, this incident was pretty much the only thing that really held that place back from being awesome. But it's turned out fine, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story. We go to play this festival, and we play our set, and we had a good time, played our set, whatever. And they come up to us, and they're like, "Can we borrow like all of your cords? Because like we didn't just bring our quarter inches. We just so happened to bring all of our equipment because we run our own sound sometimes. So we brought all of our equipment. They didn't have any XLR cables. Like they didn't have anything. Like they didn't have microphones.
The
They didn't-
festival, not another band. The festival.
Yeah, the
Oh, wow.
festival. So they couldn't hook anybody up. So like they had to use all of our stuff, and like so. I thought that was kind of funny.
Did something happen to their sound setup or
They
what?
just
They didn't
weren't
have a sound
unprepared.
system.
Just
Yeah.
completely unprepared.
Unprepared, yeah.
And they had some big acts playing there and stuff. So they used all of our stuff and like thanked, got on the microphone like, thank y'all so much for, that I thought that was a pretty funny
Should have billed them.
disaster.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
going to
that was
cost
kind
you.
of a disastrous moment on their end. I mean, we have a bunch. Like one
Let's
time
hear
I
it,
left
Quentin,
our
man.
pedals
You
out
said
in
you
the
have a bunch.
rain.
I've left my pedals. I just
Oh,
did
yeah.
that.
Both of these guys have left like $700 worth of pedals and
Out in
pedal
the-
boards
yeah,
in the
gone.
rain. Like got like
That's happened.
smashed.
We
faced.
retrieved his. I never even got mine, but I had whole boxes of my stuff that I left It was on Halloween. I was
sad
partying
day.
with
Like left it
past
outside the
molasses
car and fell asleep in their cars.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was-
woke up and
Well, we had a gig the next day. It's at someone's house, a little private show. So we get all the way there, and I'm like, fuck, I don't think I got any of my pedals with me or any of my cords or anything. I left it all
That
at
was
the last
crazy.
gig, and it was been pouring down rain the whole time. So I was like,
And we're talking. This is technically almost a whole state away.
yeah, we.
That's where this was?
I was like, we're not turning back around now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to figure something out. But I never got it back. I had to replace all that stuff.
One time, it was our old guitar player. He don't play with us anymore, but we were playing a set and this guy said, I'll give you $100 if you play Wonderwall. He's like, I know that song. And, and he played it and he dropped 250s down for him.
I would have done the same
Yeah,
thing.
and he played the whole song, and then the dude like grabbed one of the 50s back, and then he's trying to grab the other one, and he like stepped on the money. He's like, I didn't want to play that song, like yeah,
I just
played
stepped on
Wagon
his
Wheel at
fingers.
yeah, that's
They didn't do a good enough job, so he was taking 50 back.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not the deal. That was not the deal.
You
The
didn't
deal
do
was
that.
I'm singing the
Yeah.
song and you give me $100.
That was in the beginning. We're
Tip
like,
me if you love
that's
it.
more than that's a big check for us, especially at the time,
That was $90 more than we got paid back.
No kidding, dude.
I was like, yeah. One of our first
Had all
gigs
those
and
gigs
stuff. That was so
for
fun.
sure.
I want to know if you don't already have a Black Sabbath bluegrass cover. You got to do one, man.
Dude, I wanna
I
get
could hear
one together.
Paranoid, like bluegrass
That'd
Be
style.
fire.
That
I've
would
been
be
wanting to do
awesome.
Warped Tour.
Oh,
I've
that'd be
been
cool
trying
too.
to-
Y'all gotta do it.
Yeah, I've been trying to pick one that would be
Op rules.
that would work good. You know what I mean, without drums or anything. But
Need one that's kind of like lick based.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
yeah,
like just
no
like
kidding.
a blues lick kind of.
I think doing an Aussie song would be easier, but I'd rather do Black Sabbath.
Growly.
It could be
That one's
done.
good.
There's
That
a
could be done.
picking
New
on
Shot Through
series
the Dark.
Yeah, I love that
of
song.
Black Sabbath, and it's
Oh.
Killer
amazing.
Giants or anything like it.
You can,
Anything off of
you can
No More
speed up
Tears.
Mama, I'm Coming Home. But it's not Sabbath.
Yeah, that's what I think like an Ozzy Osbourne,
Oh,
band. Or
Yeah,
would
start it
be,
slow and then
I'm gonna
Mama, I'm
take-
Coming. When it hits home, just take off.
We could do
Ooh,
one.
idea.
drop
there you
drop
go.
this E string down to a D and do that drop D tuning. And do like Planet Caravan or something
Ooh,
like
that'd
that.
be cool.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Bow, bow, now, now, bow. Something that's like
Hey.
lick based.
You guys are gonna get a bill from us.
Now we don't want to build just put us on the.
Who's the last local artist you've listened to?
Me and Quint.
Hot
Yeah,
Brown
Hot Brown
Smackdown.
Smackdown.
Yeah,
we're-
ooh,
we're all-
yeah.
Z-Bar?
We're all
Yes.
big.
I was at that show.
Were you there?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were there. Yeah, we
Yes.
were there. Me and Quint.
I
were
bought
there.
tickets
It was awesome.
and then couldn't go at the last minute.
Oh man,
It was
They're-
awful.
have you seen them before?
They're back
Oh,
at,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
back at
Amazing.
they're back
Oh.
at Z-Bar in March.
I love.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. They do a lot of local shows, and I see them every time, and I never get bored of seeing their show. Man, I
Oh,
could watch
no.
They're
them.
fire.
I could watch them probably
Oh.
once a week and get
Yeah.
my face melted from them every
Yeah,
time.
man.
They're the only
amazing.
local band I've heard this year. Yeah,
I think of,
Think
like,
about it.
Yeah,
That,
same.
Frisco
but I've probably
Kid
seen them
song.
twice already.
Yeah, the last local band I saw was them down at the waterfront.
yeah.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen
I
anybody
saw that
since then,
show.
so.
With Yonder Mountain. Yeah, and
Oh
I
yeah,
think
Yonder was.
it's awesome. I know that they've been
Dude.
together for a few years, and they've always killed it. But I feel like they're really taking it to the next level.
They,
this
well,
last
they
year or
added
so.
Ellie.
They added Ellie.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she's amazing.
She's
amazing.
She's amazing. But
Yeah.
she made whatever they were doing even better.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
dude, when they played that waterfront show, I left after they played. I was like, there's nothing else that I need to see tonight. I mean, it was that
they
good.
were-
That show
I
was
agree.
that
They
good
killed
that
it.
night. It was
They killed it.
unbelievable. Because were you with me that night?
I missed it.
You missed that when we were, I don't know, right there at the stage, and it was just, dude.
They put on such a good show, man.
Yeah, and it's wild because generally, anytime there's a drummer singer, I'm like, it doesn't feel, but
Oh, he's perfect.
Good.
He does it
He's
right.
good.
yeah, it's
Ellie's
awesome.
those
Ellie's
guys.
at Z-Bar solo a week from Friday, February.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ellie
wow.
can do no wrong in my book,
Solo?
man.
What does she do solo?
Oh, dude,
her,
her songs are
her
unbelievable.
songs are unbelievable.
Does she play guitar and sing?
No.
It's,
She does a lot of like violin picking, like
oh,
Nice.
ding, ding,
Oh,
ding,
yeah.
ding. It's amazing.
Viola?
Did you ever hear the
check out her
Stillhouse
one
that
shot
she was in?
videos.
Okay.
So good.
It was she was in a band before she joined Hot Brown. She was in this band called Stillhouse, I believe is what it was called, and they released an album. But Taylor Shuck played banjo.
Oh, yeah, Taylor,
when,
dude.
I believe when he joined Mama Said, they kind of split up from the Stillhouse thing, but that band was awesome.
Yeah, I could imagine her and Taylor.
Oh, Hill House. Yeah, my bad. My apologies. It was Hill House. That's the correct
Hill
name.
House.
But yeah, they were great. If you like her music and Taylor Shuck and all of them, man, they had a band and it was great.
Right. So
they recorded an album.
Think of like bluegrassy undertones with like Regina Spektor type of writing. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of her or not, but she's just phenomenal. Writes the most interesting melody lines and stuff like that. And that's what all these melody line. That's what she. I don't know.
Has a great voice too.
Unbelievable.
Great voice. Yeah.
Just tasteful. Plays the right stuff. All right, Hot Brown. Who else? What else is Hot Brown? Hot Brown.
About you?
Local to where? Because I'm
so
back.
You can be where you're at.
Owensboro.
Let me think.
That's where you're from,
Owensboro
right?
Doesn't get a whole lot of.
I guess I popped in on this band called Whiskey Richard and the Shindiggers.
That's a great band name.
And they're kind of like Allman
Whiskey
Brothers.
Richard and the what?
Whiskey Richard and the Shindiggers.
That's
funny.
And they're like dual harmony guitar, like Allman Brothers kind of stuff. They played Whipping Post for like 15 minutes. And
that's how you play with
it. These guys are native to Owensboro.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I've
cool.
never heard of them.
Yeah.
they're super
Yeah.
talented.
Sounds
guys.
cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Ronnie?
I don't ever see
He's been
hardly any
gaming.
music.
He like-
Yeah, I've been gaming. I've been in the gaming world, bro.
We me and Brent and a couple other people just went and saw Solar Flannel at Melwood Tavern. Man, that was good.
Okay.
I've
I
never
think-
seen them guys, but I've heard so much about them.
Dude,
I'd like
it
to
was
catch
such
them.
it was the vibe was great, man. It was just chill. A lot of Melwood's a great spot too. That was the first time I've ever, believe it or not, lived in Louisville forever. It's the first time I've ever been to Melwood, and it was like shotgun bar, kind of Nashville feel.
Yeah,
I love it there.
inside.
got
That's
the
a good-
outside
that's a good
by
bar.
the fires.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, evidently it's the oldest. What is it, Brent?
Oldest tavern in Louisville.
That might be like a bourbon label, but you know what I mean?
Bourbon
I've,
Clang.
Yeah,
I've
bourbon
seen
Clang.
a couple bars though. In
Did
Louisville.
say
So-
that?
well, like I played Air Devil Inn.
That's what I was
Oh,
going
yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
And they're oldest dive bar
Yeah.
in Louisville.
Yeah, that might.
They've got all these airplanes painted on the building. and
Well,
stuff.
Melwood's is
I've
amazing.
been in
No,
that building in the day. They might be right.
They do the Sunday services. I don't know if you've ever heard
Oh,
of
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, I've been.
That's,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
awesome. I saw Arkansas there. I love those guys too.
we got to
They're-
open for them one time.
Yeah, we got to open for them. That was
Nice.
that was
before I was with
huge
you.
for me, man. I've always like anyone that knows me knows I've always been like, I love Arkansas. Check
Mhm.
them out. Like check them out, y'all.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
we'll do it.
All right, fellas. So our listeners that want to follow you guys a little more closely, where they find you?
Find us on Facebook, Nectar Valley. Find us on Instagram as well. We
Got a
also
website.
Yeah, we have a website too, nectarvalleymusic.com if you want to keep up with all of our upcoming shows. We got a bunch of festivals coming out here soon. And
cool.
Hell yeah.
well, a couple that we can tell y'all about. We're playing a Bluegrass Brew and Barbecue on April 28th. What
It's
is it?
outside Paducah.
Grand
Where's it?
Rivers.
Grand
Grand
Rivers,
Rivers.
yeah. And
Grand Rivers.
they
Ricky
got-
Skaggs is headlining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's just really a
nice.
Kentucky
handful of
Thunder gonna be
bands,
there, man.
too.
I ain't missing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a handful of bands, they got Kentucky Shine there, and it's cool
Ah,
too. to get the
congratulations on
opportunity.
that. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thanks. It's
got
fun
to play
get
there last year too.
Yeah, we played there last year.
That was back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's it was cool to get to come back there because it's more like a traditional. I feel like sense there, but I feel like the people kind of enjoyed our different take on bluegrass music. So it's great to get to go back.
Yeah, I
there.
was surprised at how much they seemed like they enjoyed it, really.
Yeah,
It was like a full-on traditional bluegrass, and then we showed up with all our pedals and stuff. It was like,
It was
Okay.
uncomfortable.
There's
It was
always-
like,
there's
it
always
was
an
like
old guy
Flat and
standing
Scruggs.
there.
Every band was like better than Flat and Scruggs, and then we
it's
got up
hard
there
to
and was
know.
like,
Yeah, and you never know the.
So you had old
how
guy in the
people
front
like
row turn
those,
his back and
know?
go get him a beer.
There's
He
always
turned-
guys
he fell
standing there
over.
like, that's not bluegrass. And then he walks away.
What's
Every
that?
time.
we gave a few people strokes. And
Well, we
When they
did
saw the
the,
stick bass in them. Oh, yeah. they're like,
we did the Bill
fell
Monroe
out.
music festival last year,
Oh wow.
and
I think it was the 56th annual.
we like that was a huge honor to
Oh,
get
how
to
we
do
got
that.
on that.
it was amazing.
But man, if Bill Monroe actually rolled in his grave that day, it was because of us. Because we don't play we don't play traditional
After the
bluegrass.
show, that guy was like, I can tell y'all have a little bit of bluegrass in you, just a tiny bit. I'm like, I don't know whether to say thank you.
We were the only, we pulled up in the band parking and it was all buses and stuff, and I pull up with a flat tire.
Y'all got our compressor we can use. Our tire's flat. We can't get out.
It's all buses and people in suits and hats taller than us and
singing around one mic, and here we need 4 different mics. You know?
Yeah,
and an air compressor.
That was
pitiful, man.
We go back there for Hippie Ho Fest. I can safely say I don't think we'll be back at Bill Monroe Fest ever. But it was an honor.
Someone got fired over that. I don't know.
Some people, I'd say a good amount of people there were like, that was my favorite. But a lot of people there were like, what the, their heads almost exploded.
That was one of those crowds that's like, as far back as you can see, it's old people in lawn chairs frowning. You know what I mean?
That's just their faces, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
When the next band come up, they was up there.
They still frowning, though. They were dancing, though.
You're right.
They seen old brother Warthel come up after us. They're like, okay, here we go.
I think a lot of people there did enjoy us, but dude, it was like hiring a rock band there or something, not quite, but we were.
Y'all were the outlier, huh?
Definitely.
For sure.
There was
Outlaw Bluegrass.
There was 50 bands on that lineup. There wasn't another band there that was the odd one out.
You guys need to wear that as a badge of honor.
Yeah,
that means you're doing something right.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
will say this: we got to play up there, like he said, twice. The first time, it was so cool because there's like a museum on the property. It's like a kind of a store, kind of a a museum. Yeah, now there's like suits of Dolly Parton, Elvis, Bill Monroe,
Earl Scruggs,
everybody you could think of. There's instruments, there's records and all kinds of. It's one of the coolest things if you've never been.
Yeah,
I believe it was Bill Monroe's personal collection.
It was
all of his memorabilia
really cool.
that he had
That
gotten.
string bean suit too.
Yeah,
string bean
Pants
suit,
was this
Loretta
big,
Lynn.
big long.
It's definitely a hidden
They also
gem.
do a couple other festivals there, and we're going to be back there this year. Not for that one, but
Hippie Hill. We'll be at
that
Hippie Hill.
we fit in a little better, I'd say there. But it is an awesome venue. It's where they used to do John Hartford Memorial Festival. They used to do it there, but yeah, it's a cool venue. That was a crazy experience.
So
getting to do
is
that.
the best place to find the schedule through the website?
Yeah, I'd say the website. You can find events on Facebook, but I keep everything on the website. We do pretty updated, nectarvalleymusic.com, and you can find just about all the information you need to know on there.
Right on.
Cool. Well, fellas, we appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
play us
thanks,
out.
Dan.
One more
You're going
song?
to take us out with one. Tell us what you're going to take us out with.
All right, we're going to take you out with an original off of our album. This one's called This House Is Not a Home.
All right.
We were on the same path, but I didn't know where to go. Too afraid to stray too far down the road. I checked it out anyway, she didn't want me to know that she turned her back on the one she loved the most. I knew one day I'd have to get away from home. I knew one day I'd have to get away from her. There's only one way, but I don't know where to go. Things had to change, that house was not a home. do. Could some blame be put on me or all of it on you? And as you slowly fade away, I run away from you. Go miles in the mountains if that's what I have to do. And lately I've been moving on, it really makes you see that things are really going wrong. It wasn't now it seemed, when I thought that I had felt for you and you had felt for me. It turns out things were as crazy as they seemed. I knew one day I'd have to get away from home. I knew one day I'd have to get away from her. Only one way, but I don't know where to go. Things had to change, that house was not a home. The flame didn't go away, we burned it all down. They say I shouldn't think this way, it's all said and done. And they say I haven't lost, but I know I haven't won. I knew one day I'd have to get away from home. I knew one day I'd have to get away from her. There's only one way, but I don't know where to go. Things had to change, that house was not a home.
All right, fellas, thank y'all again.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.